question is, do you have any fears? Maybe. Why would I tell you though? Yeah, I'm sure everyone has some kind of fear, right? Like that. That seems like something that everyone would have. But I'm not going to tell you tonight. Yeah, I don't know if that was just like a funny question that someone wanted to ask or what, but yeah. The next question is, what would you do if you had $1,000,000? I'll be honest. I'm going to tell you the most boring answer imaginable, but I think that this would just be the single greatest improvement in my life. Um, it would be paying off student loans, getting a small house. Doesn't have to be that nice of a house. It just has to be a house that like is decent. Maybe it's in a good spot. I don't know. Hell, maybe because I have $1,000,000, there's like one thing wrong with it, and it's like, oh, okay, so I need to put like $4,000 into something. Okay, that's fine because I have $1,000,000. So that would be the next thing, and then probably put the rest into I don't know, some like responsible financial thing, bonds. Like, what do rich people normally do? And the only interesting thing that maybe I do is take a trip to Italy and be there for a couple weeks. I've always kind of wanted to go there because my great grandparents were from there. Alright, the next question is a great callback to one of my old videos. Do you still drink George Bush Americanos? Yes, every day. Now, fortunately, I make a little bit more money from my job to not have to water down my coffee in the morning. Yeah, that's the story with that video is that I had just been laid off, so yeah, it was a like idea that I had, and yeah. Okay, so the next question is, what did you grow up wanting to be, and how has that changed? Well, when I was a kid, I was really hoping that I would grow up and be an author, write some books, and tell stories. And the reason that changed is because I became an adult and realized that it doesn't pay the bills. So that is exactly why that changed. Though, to be a little bit less cynical, yeah, it changed probably around the time that I was in high school because I basically the reason why I wanted to write is because growing up and reading books, I really loved how fantastical like fiction could be because it was better than real life. Um, but then, like in high school, I really started to get into history a lot more than I had, and I sort of realized that no, history can be just as interesting. You just have to kind of look in the right places. So I guess that kind of changed it a little bit. But yeah, and as well at the same time, I also was realizing, though I guess I did. It didn't take until high school for me to figure this out, but I did figure out that yeah, you don't really make a lot of money unless you're really successful. So there you go. That's how that changed. Is I realized that bills exist, and that ends up changing things. um, why is your computer so slow? Speaking of bills existing, so it could be a lot worse. I'll say that. It could definitely be a lot worse because my old computer was really old, and I of course had it because it's just why I had, but I didn't do like I didn't get a new computer because that just was the computer I had. It was given to me because my family already had it for a while. So I was given it, and then I was kind of the one person that was using it the most. But I was given it, and then when I went to university, I took it with me, and then yeah, and then not that long ago, that computer finally stopped working. But I wasn't happy about that because that meant I had to buy a new computer. And I wasn't really thinking about that being a possibility. So, yeah, that was a bit of an expense to have to deal with. Oh, nice. Awesome. That's really great for that to happen right now. Oh, there's two. Whoa. That is so great. Yeah. Alright. Oh, hi. Oh my god. What am I doing? Let me go to my house. Yeah, actually, I can go to my house. Ah! Fuck. I forgot about you. And you're moving, like, all over the place. I swear. Yeah. I obviously still have that headache. Alright. I saw something. Okay, well. Oh yeah, you can see so much. Alright, so, the next question. Xbox? No. PlayStation. I don't have an Xbox. I have no plans on getting one because I already have a PlayStation. And, yeah, I don't really need two consoles. I had a PS2. I still have that. But, yeah, I had a PS2. So, played games on that. That was how I played Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. And I only ended up getting a PS3 because of Grand Theft Auto 4. But around that time, how I ended up getting it was because my coworker, one of my coworkers at the time, was selling it because he had just been fired, so he needed some money. And so I bought it off of him because he was selling it for like a good bit cheaper than you would get it new, and as well. Well, okay, it basically it came out where it was just a really good deal, so I ended up taking off of him. That's actually how I also ended up playing Half-Life 2, because that was one of the games that came with it. The irony, though, is that soon after buying it off of him, I also got fired. So, yay. The next question is sports. This is a general sports question. Hold on a second. Yeah, so do I follow any sports teams? Do I like root for anyone? The answer is no. Yeah, I never really got into sports it was never really my thing. Um, Obviously, I grew up like kind of around sports because my family would like watch sports, but usually it was just hockey that we would watch. Well, I guess as well as Super Bowl when that would happen, but usually it would just be hockey. We, I didn't really care about baseball at all. Basketball is cool, but I've never really cared about baseball or really football. And yeah, hockey is probably the one that I guess would be the closest one that I somewhat follow. But yeah, go Rangers, I guess. All right, and the next question is, uh, where did your name come from, and how do you pronounce Xanaphia? So you pronounce it like that. The X makes a Z sound. So yeah, it's pronounced Xanaphia. Um, but the where did it come from? Well, you have to kind of understand the context behind it because there's a little bit behind it. So the my name is Tony, okay? But when I was a kid, I just went by Anthony. But over time, it just became Tony. It was shortened to Tony because like friends would call me that, so on and so forth. That's how I guess nicknames would work. If Tony is really, I guess it is a nickname, whatever. Um. Anyway, so yeah. With that understood, though, that is where my username comes from, which is xanthony1221. It's the same username that I used when I created this YouTube account. So the thing is, though, how does that then bring us to being Xanaphia? So this was last year, almost 2 years ago now, actually. Um, by the way, I'm coming over here because I realized that I don't know if I've shown this to any of the new people before. This is one of the rooks on Chess Island. This is one of the currently 2 completed structures that make up Chess Island. That's my username. Now, where Xanaphia comes from is because about a year and a half ago, maybe even 2 years now, I joined a D&D party, and so, because it was my first time as well, I was working with my DM to create a character, and, trying to name the character, and, like, she basically just pulls up a list of names, something like that. There was like a list of names, and, one of the names, Xanaphia, just looked like my username, kind of. And she pointed it out. I agreed. So I went with it. Because, yeah, to me, Anthony, Xanaphia, they kind of look alike. So I thought that was kind of cool. And then the name just stuck. Alright, well, that is all the questions. My head is... It feels like I have like been punched in the eye. That is how bad my head is hurting. So anyway, I want to thank all of you again for watching. Thank you for submitting your questions. You asked, I gave some answers. And yeah, I guess if you have more questions, you know, nothing's stopping me from doing another video like this another time. Yeah, but thank you all 1,000 of you for subscribing. It's a little bit more now, but thank you anyway.